If you want to bulletproof your brand, the first thing, tip number one, strategy number one, is you have to know what a brand is. You have to know what your brand is. Let me first tell you what a brand is not. Your brand is not your logo. Your brand is not your website, and your brand are not like your colors or what your Facebook post. It's not your graphics. A lot of times when I'm working with leaders, whether they're in the secular world or in the faith world, they think that their brand is their logo. And so it's like, I got to get a good logo, I got to get a website, and I need to be on Facebook. That is not your brand. So here's what I want you to do. It's not even your business card. Those are elements that help communicate your brand, but they are not your brand. Y'all ready for a definition of what a brand really is? A brand is the experience and the expectation that your audience, those you are called to serve, have come to expect and desire from their interaction with you. It's the experience, the expectation that comes to mind from those you are called to serve. Is what they now want when they are interacting with you. When your audience sees your name, when they hear about your business, or they see your logo, or they visit your establishment, what is it that they expect to experience? What is it that they actually experience? And what is the desired outcome that they experience, that they want? Why are they coming to you? That's your brand. Often what happens is we get so caught up on the logo and the website and the name, and that's all this stuff that matters to us. And we call that our brand. And the people who interact with us, they don't consider that our brand. So your brand is not all those other elements. Those elements actually are extensions of your brand. They should help to extend or share your brand or communicate your brand with others, but that is not your brand. And can I give you a special hint? Special hint. Regardless of where you are or what you do, whether you're the CEO, the pastor, the leader, the founder, but it's doing something else, every day, all day, you're depicting your brand. So if you're on Periscope and you're talking about something totally unrelated to your business or your ministry, you're still depicting your brand. If you're on Facebook and you acting a fool about political stuff and what you think is personal stuff, if you're on a public platform, nothing is personal. You're depicting your brand. You're helping to shape what people can expect, what they think they will experience, and the outcome that they want can expect to have when they interact with your business or your ministry. So my question to those of you who just had with that definition of brand in mind, how many of you are satisfied with the brand that you have? Let me know. Write it down in there. Hey, Jelon, write in the comments if you're satisfied with the brand that you have. Let me see. I'm going to look at the comments, guys. Okay, let me look. I need to hear from you. Are you satisfied with the brand that you have? Do you want to, is there something that you want to do differently? Are you okay? Are you comfortable with the experience, the expectation, and the desired outcome that people currently have about your brand? Or do you even know that? When they hear the name, whatever your name is, I'll use Jelon. When they hear Jelon, what is it that they come to expect from you? What is the experience that people, listen, it's not what you think, it's what they think. What is the expectation that your audience, those you're called to serve, now have in their mind when they hear the name of your church, when they hear the name of your business, when they see your logo, when they see your Facebook Live? What is it that they have come to expect? What is it that they desire? What is the experience that they have in their mind? Or a better question is, what is it that you would like for them to experience? What is it that you would like for them to expect? So tip number one in building a bulletproof brand is be clear about what your brand is. Be clear about what do you want them to say when they interact with who you are? What is it you want them to say? Do you know that? Number two, I'm so excited. Know and keep your promise. The second thing we need to do when building a bulletproof brand is know and keep your promise. You want to know what that means? Every brand has a promise. Every good brand, every brand that's an expandable brand has a promise that that should be attached to it. What is it? The promise is the desired outcome. This is what you are planning to give people. Hold on one second. I'm feeling like I lost you guys. So let me look. If you're still there and there's nothing wrong with the broadcast, let me know. Okay, good. Okay, I thank you, Anisha. Okay, so tell me this. What is it that you're promising? When people interact with you, what is it that they can expect? Somebody tell me, what can they expect? I see Fatima. Hey, Fatima. Okay, Anton, tell me what can people come to expect when interacting with you? I'm looking. Jalan. Okay. Okay, so Jalan says, and her business, oh, tell me the official name. Jalan, type the name of your business in there so I can tell everybody. I'll shout you out. So Jalan Smart in Savannah, Georgia, she says that her brand promise is this. You can expect great service, number one, that's the first thing. And you can expect great food. She says she wants an experience that's remembered. Hey, let me write this down if you're taking notes. If you're, okay, Jennifer, people can expect growth. Jennifer, what is your business? I can expect growth. Welcome to everyone who's just now joining us. If you're joining us via Periscope, hi, how are you? This is Janice Anderson, and I am the founder and CEO of Marua Consulting. And I'm just doing this for those because there are many people that are just hopping on. And what we do here at Marua Consulting is we help leaders, pastors, Christian leaders, business owners, those who even run nonprofits. We help to equip them with the tools, the strategies, and the tips that will allow them to amplify their voice and their vision in the earth. So if you have a vision and you have a voice and you want to expand it, you want it to be amplified, we're your people. Today on this particular broadcast, I'm sharing with you 5 ways to bulletproof and to build your brand. I'll recap what we've already talked about, way number 1, and that's to get clear on what a brand is. Know what your brand is. And your brand is not your logo. It's not your website, it's not your business card, but your brand is the experience and the outcome, the expectation that those you are called to serve, those that you do what you do for, can come to expect and know when they see your logo, when they see your website, or when they encounter you or those that you work alongside. So, thank you, Antonio. How are you? Good to see you. Okay, so I've already given you number 1, know what your brand is. Number 2, know and keep your brand promise. Some of you haven't even established your promise. What can they expect? Did you guys kind of hear my brand promise? My promise is this. There's a part of the promise. There are 2 parts of the promise that I want to share with you. There's the promise that the detailed promise that people can expect, and you may not communicate that publicly, but you and your team need to know what it is. So here's what this is my brand promise. Whomever works with me, whether they're working with me privately, where I'm doing one-on-one consulting, coaching, or agency work with them, or if they're working with us publicly, they're at my event, or we're on Facebook, or we're working in a group. This is what you can expect. You can expect, number 1, that I'm going to be real and relatable. I don't know another way to be. Number 2, you're going to know that I'm going to take ownership. That is a big value for me. Taking ownership, or right or wrong, we take ownership here at Marua Consulting. The third thing you're going to know that you can always expect is that we're going to equip you. Some people, we actually do the work for them. There are many people who hire our company to do work for them, to run campaigns for them, to develop strategies and implement those strategies. And I love that. But any of them, you can ask any of them, whether or not we equip you along the way. So while we may run the strategy, our goal is that you know how to do it when we're not around. So we're always creating checklists and manuals, guides, or something like that. I want you to leave equipped. The other promise that you can have for us is that when you walk away from working with us, you will be working with somebody who's credible. You will be working with someone who knows their stuff and doesn't know. If they don't know their stuff, if we don't know our stuff, then what we'll do, we'll go find out or partner you with someone else. Those are the things that we promise. And here's also what we promise. We promise that when you walk away from experience with us, that you would have experienced God. Whether you want to or not, you will. So tell me, what is your brand promise? What is it that you promise those who work alongside you? Do you promise, can they guarantee, what can you guarantee that will happen when they interact with you? Tell me. Anisha says they can expect personalized service. That's good. Ooh, me too. Hey, that's the other thing. We're not a cookie cutter stuff. We will tell you the principle. We operate by principles. That's another promise of our brand. Thank you, Anisha. But we also understand that what works for client A may not work for client B. The personality may be different. The budget may be different. The people that they serve may be different. So while we're the same in principle, most of the time what we do is customize to those we work alongside with. A kiss from heaven, Shaka. Okay, So is a kiss from heaven your promise, or a kiss from heaven the name of your business or organization? Tell me what that is. I need to know. Or can they expect a kiss from heaven? With Jennifer, while we wait on Shaka, thank you for sharing, guys. Jennifer says you can expect consistency and integrity. I love that. I love that. Now, here's the other thing. Now I want to talk about what is the outcome. So while they can expect consistency and integrity, what will they get from working with you? I'm glad you're going to be real. I'm glad you're going to be consistent. I'm glad you're going to be honest. Those are values that we share internally. But if I'm going to invest in whatever it is that you do, whether I'm investing my time or my money, I want to know what is the outcome. That is the promise. I'm staying a long time on this. I'll come back to it. All right, so number one, if you want to build a bulletproof brand, you want to know what your brand is. Be very clear about it. Number two, you want to know and keep your brand promise. Get clear about what is that you're promising your audience. What outcome can they expect? So what can they tangibly expect? Can I give you a hint on that? So some of you may not work in services, so you may not have a product that you exchange, or what it is that you do may not be something like, a lot of people come to us from marketing, so we know that, hey, if you do this many more people will hear your message and can possibly register for your event, buy your product, or whatever it is that you do. Maybe if you don't have tangible services like that, maybe it's something spiritual, maybe it's something personal development wise or something like that. Can I tell you, because those of you're probably saying, I can't promise them, Janice. You can promise them something. While you cannot promise them that their marriage will be fixed, you can promise, if they do what you say, a behavior change. So when you're identifying outcomes, it's either going to be a specific thing. You will learn this. You will be exposed to this. You'll become aware of this. You will know how to do this. Or so that's a behavior change. Or you will grow your profits by 120% if you work with us. Do you understand? A brand should always have a promise. So if you want to bulletproof your brand, get a promise and keep your promise. All right. Tip number three. If you want to build and bulletproof your brand, the third thing that you want to do is you want to know and be able to clearly articulate your story. Why are you the person I should go to? Why should I call you? Why should we work with you? What makes you unique? What is your brand story? What makes you credible? So here, let me give you a short, many of you have already been exposed to me, so you know who I am, but many people don't know who I am. What makes me credible? Why am I able to do this? So there are two reasons, besides the fact that I'm passionate about it, besides the fact that, I just love it. I love the people I work alongside. What's deeper and what's probably more important to many people who work alongside me and who have the privilege of serving is knowing that for over 20 years, I have the privilege of working with pastors and Christian leaders. Before I started my business, it's now 9 years old. Thank you. Yay, I'm excited. It's 9 years old. I've been doing this full time for 9 years. But before that, I served as director of marketing PR for one of the largest, and at the time was the only, probably the biggest broadcaster to faith-based organizations, internet broadcaster to faith-based organizations. And at that time, we had over 2 million viewers per month on our platform, and I was responsible for getting the message out about what we do and what we provide the Christian community. And then in addition to that, I have been serving in my local ministry all my life, regardless of where it is, what city I'm in. I serve intimately and intricately using my communication background, my corporate communication background to help spread the message through evangelistic efforts and through practical application of these types of principles. So I tell that story, right? So that's what gives me credibility. But then I also talk about, sometimes when I'm telling my story, I talk about how I was frustrated because in corporate America, all these companies were growing and expanding, and the people that I love, that love God, who have a message that can change people's lives, that can enhance them, who do work with integrity, do work with, what else did you say? Somebody said they did work with integrity and consistency. Those who have something that, I think will transform our world, were struggling to get their message out. And so I'm like, I had applied one time for this job at Anheuser-Busch. I laugh now, but I didn't know why they didn't hire me. I wanted them to hire me. It was a marketing position, and I was definitely the best candidate. But then I thought about it. If Anheuser-Busch, if I can put Anheuser-Busch on the map, clearly the Lord didn't want me to have that job. Surely I could put someone else that is going to promote something more meaningful in the earth on the map, and that's why I do what I do. So when I share my story, this is what makes me who I am. What makes you who you are? Why are you a credible source? Why should somebody come to your church? I just want to talk to the pastors for a minute. Why your church? Why your ministry? What separates you? What makes you credible? Not your degree. Can I tell you it's not your degrees? What is it? What makes your story, the story that somebody is going to resonate with? And so I want you to get clear about that, because whether you like it or not, often when you are branding yourself and you're communicating what you do, this is not your marketing. This is just what you stand for. People relate to your story. So if you share your story and you are aware of your story, you can attract people who will relate to your story. All right, so for those of you who are just joining us, hello, good afternoon. This is Janice Anderson, CEO of Marua Consulting, and where we have the awesome opportunity of equipping leaders with the tools, strategies, and tips necessary to amplify their vision and their voice in the earth. So I'm super excited to welcome you to today's broadcast, 5 ways to build and bulletproof your brand. And I am on way number 4. I'll recap for those of you who are just now joining us, the ways real quick. Number 1, we said to know what your brand is. Number 2, know and keep your brand promise. So get clear about what your promise is. Number 3, we just say you want to be able to know and easily articulate your brand story. What is your story? Here's number 4. I'm looking. So those of you who are new, I look to the left because Periscope's over here. I look to the right because I can read your comments on Facebook Live. So number 4, know and stand by your secret sauce. So let me tell you what that means. When building and bulletproofing your brand, there needs to be something that's different about you than everyone else who does what you do. We live in a world where people are accessing knowledge for free at rapid speeds via the internet and via technology. So I can always go and Google whatever it is that I'm looking for. There are churches for the pastors on every corner, or on several platforms. There are caterers all around. What makes you different? What's your secret sauce is what we call it in the industry, but when I play basketball and I look at sports, what we call it is your signature move. What is your signature move? Kobe has his thing. LeBron has his thing. Jordan had his thing. What is your thing? What separates you? Okay, so tell me, I'm going to look at some of your comments. Somebody tell me what your secret sauce is. What separates you from other people who do what you do? Tell me, what makes you different? What makes you stand out? Okay, hey, Robin. Okay, tell me what makes you different. Can I tell you what makes us different? So there are tons of people who do marketing, tons of people who do leadership development, tons of people who are speakers and trainers. But I know outside of the facts, I'll go... I will be, what is the word that I want to use? Superficial for a minute. So one thing I know that separates me from other people is I'm probably the only person that does what I do that talks this doggone fast. I know I talk fast. I am from Savannah. I'm a little geeky. I grew up in the hood and in the country, and I'm the oldest, and my mom would quickly say, be quiet. Not the nice way. And so I just talk fast. So I talk fast. I talk with my hands. I'm very animated. Physically I'm 5'11". I'm country sometimes. This is just my way. My personality is very bubbly. I'm rarely really, really, really serious at what I do. I'm serious about it, but I try to make it fun. Aesthetically and superficially, that's what separates me from others in my field. But one of the things I definitely stand by as far as the work that I do, that I know separates me from many of the people who do what I do, is I focus on equipping and amplifying. I don't care who you are. I'm going to equip you. I'm going to give you the tools, give you the resources. I'm going to teach you the lesson. Then we're going to help you to amplify whatever it is. Those are the 2 things that I know we're going to do. But here's the thing, and some people don't like it. I'm going to do it in a way that always honors God. And with every interaction, it doesn't matter who you are, whether we're in the secular world or we're in a sacred space, there is going to be something that just leaks from who I am that's going to point you to the God that I serve. I can't get away from it. So I know, hands down, whether it is a Christian client or a non-Christian client, you're going to be pointed, or a light is going to be shined on the God that I serve when you interact with me, and I make no apologies about it. That's my secret sauce. What is your secret sauce? Robin just shared that what separates her is that she has a biblical foundation and a clinical training along with practical experience. I love that. Do you see how clear it is? She has biblical foundation, she has clinical training, and she also incorporates practical experience. Robin, that's really good. And what Robin is she's a licensed therapist and a life coach. So what she does, wherever she is, serving couples or serving women, she knows that it's going to be laced with a biblical foundation. She's going to have, she's going to bring in her clinical training, and then she's going to have practical experience. Someone else, tell me what your secret sauce is. God and everything, Shaka. Okay, that's good. Somebody else, tell me what your secret sauce is. For the pastors out there, I work with a lot of pastors and ministry leaders. A lot of times they tell me that when people come to our church, this is what they can expect. They can expect to have a Bible-based word. Yeah, that's not a secret sauce. It should be a Bible-based word. It's the church. Now, I know many people are not doing that. So, but don't use that as that's our secret sauce. I'm going to pull my notes from when I do this presentation live. I always say this: if it's standard for your industry, it's not a secret sauce. If we're going to start on, if you say, because if you come with us, we're going to start on time and end on time. You're supposed to start on time and end on time. That's not something special. So, hey, Connie, health and wellness. Tell me more. What does that mean? So, what do you do, Connie? Tell me what it is that you do, and then what makes health and wellness the secret sauce to what you do. So, type it in the chat. Anisha just shared that what separates her is that she's very relaxed and not uptight or rigid. And she takes all the time that's needed to listen and to cater to each client. She does everything in a spirit of excellence. So if it's not right, she'll make it right. Okay, so what I love, Anisha, if I were branding you and you were communicating that, because that's a long thing to have typed, I would literally say this: if it's not right, we'll make it right. That's it. So that period, point blank. If it's not right, we'll make it right. And then I would say something like, I'm not relaxed and uptight. Anisha, I don't know what your business is. Is it catering? Tell me what it is. Tell me what your business is. If you tell me what your business is, then I will help you with a brand statement. I'll help you to communicate your signature sauce. All right. So, okay, I got to hurry because I said these were going to be short. Let me go back. Welcome to those of you who are just joining us. This is Janice Anderson, CEO of Marua Consulting, where we equip leaders with tools, strategies, tips, and resources that will help them to amplify their voice and their vision in the earth. You are watching Warm Up Wednesday, and today I'm sharing with you 5 ways to bulletproof and build your brand. 5 ways to bulletproof and build your brand. We are really getting ready for the last tip, tip for today, the 5th one. But let me recap real quickly what the first 4 were. Number 1, you must know what your brand is. And I shared over and over again, your brand is not your business card, it's not your website, and it is not your logo. Those are things that communicate your brand, but that is not your brand. Number 2, I said you must know and keep your brand promise. Get clear on what is the promise. What can people expect? What are you promising them? And make sure you keep that promise. The third thing, if you want to bulletproof your brand, you want to build your brand today, you must be able to know and easily articulate your story. And can I say this about that story? We have lots of stories. We have lots of story of struggle to the story of success. We have a lot of stuff that makes us who we are. But when you're communicating and articulating your story, you only want to share the part that's relevant to the audience that you're servicing at the time. When I'm preaching, the story that I share is not the story I just shared with you. I share something else. In business, I communicate the story that's relevant to the audience that I'm serving and the purpose for which they have connected with you. Know your story and be able to easily articulate it. And then number 4, be clear. Know and stand firm by, this is what separates me. Stand firm by your signature move or your secret sauce. What is your secret sauce? What separates you from other people that do what you do? Listen, I don't believe that we're competing with others. There's so many people out there that we can serve. Like Jesus said this, the poor you have with you always. There are so many people that need help. It's enough for all of us. So I don't believe that we're competing with one another. But I do want you to be clear about what separates you, what makes you different. Why should I choose you? A lot of people work with me because they want a personal approach. And because I'm a woman, because I'm African American, because I've been doing this for a long time, because I'm funny and I'm going to make it light, because you know that I'm going to tell you the truth in love, but it's going to be the truth. That's why some people just like my personality better. So I want you to know what your secret sauce is. Be clear about that and stand firm by that. And then y'all ready for number 5? The 5th and final tip I want to give you today, if you want to build a bulletproof brand, is invest in your presentation. You must invest. Listen, invest. Invest in your presentation. And that's both your physical presentation, like who you are, and then your corporate presentation, how you present what it is that you have. A lot of us have amazing, impeccable services, products, and experiences that we can offer those we serve. But because our logo is jacked up, and I'm just going to be really honest, it's bootleg and it's clip art, you're going to miss people who are going to be willing to invest in you because you haven't invested in you. Some of us, we have an amazing thing. We have an amazing word in us. We have, we know a lot of good stuff, but our hair is not combed. Our makeup is not that cute. Our clothes don't fit what we do. I've spent a lot of time investing in my education. You know, I have several degrees. I'm always doing ongoing training. I invest and continue to invest. I've invested and continue to invest in coaching and training and workshops and events and webinars and videos like what you guys are watching. You can see behind me a fraction of the books that I have. I mean, I read a lot. I've invested a lot to become the woman that I am, the trainer that I am, the CEO that I am. But if my package isn't nice, you guys wouldn't invest in me. And I'm saying that not from a superficial standpoint, but from a realistic standpoint. You must be willing to invest in your presentation. Your logo should be crisp. They should be nice. The color scheme should work. Don't design it yourself unless you're a graphic designer. I was going to say, if you don't have any money, just design it yourself. No, don't do that. Don't design it yourself. Your business cards, they should look good. Even if you order them off of Vistaprint, they should look nice. Have them done. There are economical ways to have the stuff done that you need. Your presentation, whether it's your business card, your logo, your binder, your pen, or your clothes that you wear, and the makeup on your face, your hairstyle should say that she's invested in that. He's invested in that. Okay, I'm going to look over here. Okay, I'm going to look at your comments and questions. Okay, let me look. Well, hold on. Let me just see this. Now, while y'all are talking to me about investing, here's a question I want to ask you. How have you invested into your brand? What have you invested into your brand presentation? Tell me what you've done and where your questions are, and then I want to share with you what Connie wrote. Connie said, because I asked Connie, welcome to those of you who are just joining us. I asked Connie, what did she do? And she said, this is amazing. Oh my God, how do I scroll up? How do I scroll up? Because other people start talking. Okay, let's see. She said she has healing hands. Okay. When Connie touches you, you're going to be healed and you're going to be soothed and you're going to be relaxed. And then she said she does this. This is what separates her from other people who offer health and wellness. If you need that kind of health and wellness, if you want healing along with your health, we need to see Connie Green. Y'all see her in the comment section if you're watching on Facebook Live. Wait a minute. Shaka just said, if you're not cute, I don't want to work with you. Okay, Shaka, thank you. She said it's the truth. Here's what I'm going to say. We are, cute is relative, but I think we can all have crisp and clean and presentable presentation. I think we don't have to be a wrinkle. I'm pretty sure about that. Those are things, our hair, our makeup if we're wearing makeup, our background. Y'all, you just don't know. If I showed y'all the rest of my office, y'all would see, Janice, it is a mess. But when I got ready to turn the camera on, I was very clear that I was going to move everything to the right or everything to the left so that it wouldn't distract you. My presentation would not distract you. And that's why it's important that you invest in your presentation. Because when your presentation is all busted, if it's all sloppy, then it's a distraction. And people are missing the message. They're missing what awesome thing you can offer to them because the presentation is all jacked up. All right, so I'm going to recap for those of you who are taking notes and you want to make sure you get all 5, and then I'm just going to kind of stick around and answer your questions. But today, again, I'm Janice Anderson. Welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for being here today. I share with you today 5 ways, 5 tools that you can implement, 5 strategies you can implement right now to bulletproof your brand. If you want your brand to withstand hits, because they will come, this is what you need to do. Number 1, you need to be clear about what your brand is. Know what it is. Number 2, know and keep your brand promise. Get clear on what that promise is. What can people expect from you? What is the outcome they can expect to receive when working with you, when attending your church, when working with your ministry? Listen, if you're within a church and your ministry, what can people expect by joining your ministry? That's the promise. You first as the leader need to be clear about that. The third thing is you need to be able to know and easily articulate your brand story. What makes you unique? What is the story? Why invest in you? Why support you? Why join us? What's your story? The fourth thing, you should know and stand by your secret sauce or your signature move. What separates you from others who do what you do? What separates you from ministries like yours or churches all around the world or whatever? It's not about competition. It's just getting clear on what's the distinguishing mark. Oh, that's the other thing. That's what it is. Your signature move or your secret sauce is your distinguishing mark. What distinguishes you from others like you? And then the 5th tip for today was invest in your presentation. And that's not just your presentation physically as far as your materials, but it's also your personal presentation. Invest in it. Take time, invest resources, get help. Whenever, this is a secret, I just want y'all to know, whenever I'm standing on anybody's stage, I am styled by my stylist. Because that's not my area of giftedness. What I think may work, may not really work. So I get a little help in that area. So I invest in my presentation because I don't want to be a distraction to those that I serve. I really want my message and my mission and my voice and my vision to be heard and received. And so I don't want to be a distraction, so I invest in my presentation. All right, that was y'all's 5 tips for today. Let me just say this. Thank you so much for joining me. I have enjoyed this time, and I hope you got something out of it. Now I'm going to go over to your comments if you have questions, comments. Oh, wait. Don't hang up yet. I forgot to tell you guys this one thing. I've only shared with you this little bit of stuff that I was able to share with you today. That's the other thing that separates me from people who do what I do. I like to have fun, and if I mess up, I mess up. And I'm going to pretty much mess up a lot, but I'm going to make it fun. Okay. So if you enjoyed this and you want to spend some time with me, I want to invite you to join me here in Atlanta, November 10th and 11th for my upcoming Jumpstart live event. Now, let me tell you what Jumpstart is. At Jumpstart, myself along with a few of my colleagues are going to help pastors, Christian leaders, and Christian business owners. We're going to help them to build, brand, and expand their ministry in 90 days or less. Now, remember, I told you that I'm going to equip you no matter what kind of work we do. So this is not just an inspirational conference or event where I'm going to inspire you. I will, but I'm also going to equip you. And while we're working together at Jumpstart, while you're at the event for those 2 days here in the Atlanta area, we're actually going to do the work together. So if you're struggling with some of the brand things that I told you about today, and last week, maybe you watched last week's broadcast and you realized, Janice, I need help building my team, deciding what tasks we're going to focus on, and looking at the appropriate time frame. Don't worry. We're going to do that stuff and more at Jumpstart Live here in Atlanta, November 10th and 11th. Now, if you want to join us, simply go over to buildbrandexpand.com. Buildbrandexpand.com. I have something special for everyone who's watching this broadcast and who joined us last week. I have a special coupon for you because you are... Thank you. You could check the chat on both of the channels. Because you missed the super early bird rate, just we're past that. But we're still in the early bird section. But if you need some help, and you want to join us, but you need an economical payment plan or you need a little savings, I have something for you. So if you go over to buildbrandexpand.com, here are 2 things that can happen for you. If you need a 2-payment plan, like you can pay over 2 payments, half now and half by October 28th, you can go and do that now. Just go straight on over there. I'm letting you do that as a result of watching the broadcast. But if you know you want to pay today and you want to save $50, go over there and put the coupon code Timeout Tuesday. Timeout Tuesday. So if you want to save $50 right now in your registration, go to buildbrandexpand.com and type Timeout Tuesday. We'll type all of this here in the chat. I'm going to go over now and answer your questions. Again, thank you so much. I know some of you joined me on your lunch break. Thank you for investing in yourselves by investing time with me. If you have questions, I'm going to look over now. Let's see. What is it? Okay, I got to look at your questions. Hold on. Don't know how. Okay. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Shaka, for writing buildbrandexpand.com. I need help. Who was that? Okay, Shaka, you need help. You need to register and join us at the event. Coupon code is Timeout Tuesday, no space. Anybody else have any questions or comments? Let me know if you have anything. If not, I'm going to sign off. Hey, Periscopers, when I hang up with Periscope, what I'm going to do is figure out why you couldn't chat with me today. I apologize. Hop on over to buildbrandexpand.com and register to join us here in Atlanta. I would love to see you at Jumpstart Live, and we can I can put my hands on your vision and help you to end 2016 strong, but really put you in a strong position for 2017. I think that's all I have. I can't see your questions. Even if you write questions after the broadcast, after we're live, if you comment on the videos on either platform, then myself or my team will respond to them. Thank you so much for your time today. I'll see you all soon. Have a good one. Bye.